That is an question. And in the case of many vaccines that we use in immunization programs, a quick check on the quality of the vaccine and the coverage of the vaccine, antibody tests are very, very important, whether it be measles or polio or diphtheria or many vaccines. The COVID vaccines are, as everyone knows, quite new. And different vaccines have different immune responses on the same theme, but with minor differences. The commercial antibody test reagents have not been standardized to pick up the immune responses of various vaccines. So there is no standardized antibody test today to be used after immunization to check one's immunity level. And if you use the currently available antibody test, you'll be misled. So at this particular time, please do not resort to antibody testing to confirm that you were immunized with the vaccines that you took. The commercial test antigens, different tests use different antigens. And so until they are standardized against each vaccine, this approach of looking for antibody response is not going to be helpful. In fact, it will be quite wrong to do this. However, the underlying question is, did I get the real vaccine or did I get spurious vaccine? So make sure that you get vaccine from the reliable sources of government supplies and not at this particular time from the private market. So in short, no antibody test that is commercially available will help you to answer this question. The currently available COVID vaccines are, most of them, given in 2-dose schedule. And all the trials, phase 3 trials, have been with the 3-dose schedule. And you get virtually maximal protection with those 2 doses. And almost all vaccines offer virtually 100% protection against severe disease that puts you at risk of death. There is no data available today for a booster dose, either requirement or its effectiveness. So at this time, no booster dose. However, it is possible by next year, when the coronavirus becomes endemically present everywhere, rather like influenza virus, which is endemic and seasonal, we may have a future recommendation for booster doses. We will have to wait for that day when firm recommendations as to which vaccine should be given as booster doses will emerge. It may not be the same vaccine that we used for primary immunization in the first place. So at the present time, no booster dose. You have to wait for further recommendations after about a year or so from now. All vaccines in current use, almost all vaccines in current use, including the available COVID vaccines, are meant to protect against disease, and they in fact protect against disease and not necessarily against infection per se. Therefore, vaccinated and protected individuals may also get infected. In most instances, that infection is not epidemiologically important because you may not transmit it to other people. However, in the case of the current coronavirus, it is important to remember that a vaccinated person can get infected, although the virus load may be lower than usual or short-lived than the normal infection. You still may be a risk to others for transmission of infection. For that reason, and for the reason that the vaccinated and protected person may not be fully protected against infection and even mild disease, it is advisable that you continue the COVID appropriate behavior of mask wearing and the physical distancing norms and hand hygiene, etc. So even those who are vaccinated should behave, should look in the community as if you are not fully protected. So that's a good discipline. Other people should see everyone wearing masks and everyone following the COVID appropriate behavior. So therefore, at this present time, you should continue all the COVID appropriate discipline of behavior.